is popping? Welcome back to DBP Reloaded. You see what's on the screen here, and this is Def Jam Vendetta. If you know already, if you're new here, I did a playthrough. If you're not new here and then you didn't know, I did a playthrough. You know what I'm saying? So you can check out the story mode. I played through this. You know what I mean? I didn't unlock every single thing. Probably got to do multiple playthroughs, but this is just the gameplay review. Sometimes I will. The gameplay reviews and the playthroughs are separate, obviously. You know what I'm saying? So this is just a review of the game, and I'm giving y'all my opinion on how I feel about the title. You know what I mean? So you got Battle. This is regular. You know what I mean? You know, it's set up like wrestling in a sense, but I mean it's a wrestling game, but then it's a fighting game at the same time. It's a weird blend here because this was supposed to be, from what I understand, this was the WCW Mayhem 2 engine. That's what this was, you know what I mean? So, yeah, you got wrestling mixed with the fighting. Once you got the Def Jam Vendetta once you got the fight for NY, it was straight up fighting and Icon and all of that. So, but you got your battle, you know, you got singles match, free-for-all, tag team, handicap, you know what I mean? It's okay, not bad, survival, you know what that is. You fight against a bunch of people until you know, lose. Tutorial, that's, you know, you tighten up on your skills and know the controls. Galleries, you know, this is just, you know, little stuff you unlock. I mean, is this a real person? Did not know that. I did not know that was a real person, dog. I really didn't. Honestly, I did not know. Never knew this was a real person at all. I'm not gassing, so I guess I'm assuming this is some sort of model. I would assume this is a model of some sort. Never heard of her. I'm not paying, man. You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding me. I've never seen these cats around. They probably was in videos, so I don't know who they are. All right, then you got your high score. So what we gonna do? We gonna play a match or two. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can, you know, let y'all know how I feel with the modes. I give these modes a 9. You got a 9 with them. I mean, high 8s to a 9 because, you know, with the story mode, you can't create your own character. You can't create your own character. You got to play with they pre-made cats, and it's like, you know, Def Jam Vendetta cleaned that. I mean, Fight for NY cleaned that up real quick. You know what I mean? So, and Icon, we gonna hit all three of them. I want to hit them all three in the line. You know what I mean? But you know. That's the only problem with this, is the fact that you cannot create your. That's the only knock. That's the only knock. Even though it's a custom guy, you can change the clothes, but they don't even have hip hop clothes. It's just some like Power Ranger looking type stuff. It was weird, man. So, you know, that's the only problem with this. You know what I mean? That's the only problem. So let's get to it. Let's do we don't do just regular singles match, man. All right, let's see who we gonna roll with. Let me see. Joe Budden's one of my favorite rappers of all time. Let me roll with Joey. Can I randomize it? Let's see, random. Did it give me the random? Who am I fighting? Oh man, so I can't just select the guy random. Okay, all right. Let's do who is this cat? Let's see. Let's fight go up against, let's do Keith Murray. Joey versus Keith Murray. All right, let's pick, we can randomize it. We can random that. See where we end up. This game is fire. Fight for New York is a classic though. This, I mean, you know, it may be a classic in some people's eyes. I'm not saying it's not, right? But I do believe that Fight for NY is the classic, and they have another one that was PSP exclusive. It was pretty much Fight for NY, but it didn't have like, it had some things missing. It had some things scaled back, but then scaled down. But then you also had some exclusive content with it too now. So Same thing with NBA Street Showdown, you know what I'm saying, which was volume 3. But you had some things taken away, but then they had some exclusives for it. And I think that's dope when you messing with like a handheld or just a lower power system, you know, if you're gonna scale some things back, but if you give the console some exclusives, then I think that's fire, you know what I mean? So they, you know, I think they did, Def Jam Vendetta has been a dope series all the way through. I mean, it's not even Icon, like, you know, even though Icon is, it takes some getting used to, but I mean, it's still dope though. They didn't put out one bad game. They did not put out one bad game. I gotta say that. You know, it has to be understood that Def Jam never put out a bad game whatsoever, like at all, in this series. So I would say the graphics here is like a 9, dog. Like, I mean, these graphics is fire. He got the stunner as his special? That's crazy. I didn't know Joe's move was that. That's crazy. Oh, he not out? He not out after that? All right. But, yeah, like this, the graphics is a 9. The modes, definitely high 8s to a 9. Like I said, if I didn't mention it, this is supposed to be WCW Mayhem. So imagine, because look at what Mayhem, if you look at what Mayhem was originally and then look at this, Mayhem was about to be fire. Mayhem was about, obviously it wasn't gonna be over the top like this, but Mayhem, if this was what Mayhem was gonna look like, that was probably gonna be one of the best wrestling games of all time. Seriously, they was about to really come through with some heat, you know what I mean? So, I feel like they took what I feel like it seemed like they did because they left the ring in. They kept the assets for the most part for Mayhem 2 and then kind of just, you know, built around that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking happened here because they left the ring in there. Because then in Fight for NY and Icon, there is absolutely no ring whatsoever. You know what I mean? So, you know, this game is definitely dope. The only problem is just the creative player thing. You know, the roster, I mean, you can always question rosters and things like that, but you dealing with rappers and all type of stuff. You know, you don't know who you was able to negotiate being in this game. You know what I mean? So that's a whole nother situation in itself. That's almost as bad as dealing with boxers. You know what I'm saying? You have to, some folks want certain amounts of this and then that. I know I seen DMX say something about why he wasn't in Fight for NY. You know what I mean? He felt he like, yo, they didn't pay enough type stuff. He didn't get paid allegedly for his role in this title, so he didn't want to be in the other games. It's like, how come X is in this one but not in Fight for NY? That don't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? And then I know I'm not crazy. You know what I'm saying? But with Icon, I seen an article of some alleged guys that was supposed to be in the game and never appeared. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you know, it's always when you're dealing with rappers or entertainers or anything like that, you're always gonna have some sort of complications, man. Like, that's just what it is. Boxers and entertainers, you're gonna have complications, 100%. You know what I mean? So, that's not a knock against them. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But they got a pretty decent roster for who they can get in there. You know what I mean? Definitely a decent roster for who they was able to obtain, 100%. So there's not no issue there. The game is, I said the game, ooh. Yeah, the game is definitely top tier in mechanics. The game is top tier, you know what I'm saying? You got everything you need, you know what I mean? You could probably say the modes is light. Could they have had more modes as far as like, here, maybe, it's a wrestling game, so if you wanted to really go balls to the wall and really make it wrestling, you know, had a cage match, ladder matches, all that type of stuff. They didn't do that. So, you know, you got your basic matches. You got your basic wrestling matches. I don't have a problem with this, though. I have no issue with this whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? The game is fine to me. So, yeah, I mean, everything, the presentation is okay. It's not all of that. You know what I'm saying? The presentation, I'd say, is about an 8. Maybe a high 7. You know what I'm saying? But the music, the soundtrack is fire, so I would say an 8. Soundtrack is fire. You know what I'm saying? Um, Look, man, the presentation is about an 8. The gameplay, we talking about a 9 here. The graphics, a 9 here. You know what I'm saying? The modes, I mean, high 8 to a 9. I would say this game easily sits at a 9, easy. This game is a 9, 100% 9. 100% in my opinion. I think it's a 9. Let me do one more match for y'all if you're gonna hit the fight from New York. But it's definitely a 9 in my opinion. I don't think you can go no lower than that. Honestly, like it's a solid 9. Solid 9. Yeah, it's a solid 9, y'all. I think I'm comfortable with giving it a solid 9. You know what I'm saying? I'm rolling with Joey again. That's my guy. Let's face Nori, Drink Champs. Let's go up against Nori. Randomize that. Yeah, this game, like I said, I don't think, if you love hip hop, this game is this game is fire. This game is fire. Let's sit at a 9, easy. Easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think this game is put together. I mean, they did a great job with this, especially for the feature MCs. It's not cheesy and nothing like that, because usually hip hop games or anything, they make it cheesy. This isn't cheesy. This is done correctly. You know what I mean? It was a lot of effort put into this. You know what I mean? They didn't dumb it down or make it corny because it was featured with hip hop artists and things like that. This game is a legitimate, fighting / wrestling game, and it sits at the table with the best of them. So, Def Jam is a dope series, and it needs to come back. I would love for that to come back. I would love for Def Jam to come back. You know what I'm saying? It'd be fire. You know what I mean? I would prefer it to be in the fight with the Fight for NY engine. I would definitely prefer that. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely prefer that engine. You know what I'm saying? But neither here nor there. Icon was pretty solid too. It's just it's a whole different pace from this. It's a whole different pace from this. It's not even the same. Like, nowhere near. You could have called that game something else. Honestly, you got away with that. You know what I mean? So that's how different it was. But yeah, Def Jam Vendetta is definitely official. Definitely official. Only one issue for real, and it's just the player creation, and they nullified that tenfold with Fight for NY. Fight for NY was amazing with that. The creation was amazing. Like, I mean, one of the better. It was amazing. I mean, definitely recommend this. I mean, it won't be as expensive getting this title, but Fight for NY, you have to spend about $200 for that. I mean, I'm just being real with you. It's about $200. Icon don't cost that. You can get Icon for about $30. You know what I'm saying? You can get this probably for $30. You can get Icon for probably $30. Fight for NY, dog, you got to spend about a 2-piece. You got to spend 2. You know what I mean? To get that. You know what I mean? And don't let it be the GameCube version. The GameCube version really gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, I think the GameCube version of this cost a whole lot. I think this did come off the GameCube. I think this, that's just the market. That's the beast in retro gaming, trying to find physical copies of certain games, especially classics, man. Like, they gonna charge you. And guess what? If you want it, you gonna pay. If not, then you ain't getting it unless you emulate it. This here, I modded my PS2 with a hard drive, so I was able to get some ISO files of certain games I couldn't find, man. Like, I want this title badly. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm able to get like the physical, I will. You know what I mean? If I can find it, but even with this, you know what I mean? I'm the guy. I gotta check the game. I'm not. It's hard for me to trust online transactions without testing the game, man. Especially if it costs a pretty penny. If it's something cheap, all right, cool. I mean, I can risk it, you know what I'm saying? But when we talking about classics like this, you know what I mean? I need to inspect that disc, man. I need to inspect it, man. For real. I'm not about to sit there and pay you this high ticket for and the likes of being it's a possibility of getting scammed. You know what I mean? When I say scam, you saying this game is in good condition, yet it's been rebuffed or resurfaced. You know, I've had issues with that in the past where you buy a game and they didn't properly resurface it. They said they resurfaced it, but they used to have this thing where you could resurface discs. You know what I'm saying? Rebuff them. You know what I mean? Because to kind of buff the scratches out. And there's you got to do that a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that a certain way. You got some cats that don't really know what they're doing, and then sell it and say, yeah, you know what I mean? This is rebuffed, refurbished, and then you get it. The game don't work and all that. You know what I'm saying? You got the white residue on the disc from the rebuffing. You know what I mean? It's like, no, I'm not paying you $200 for that, bro. I'm not paying you $200 for that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going, I have no problem paying for a good copy of this. I have no problem doing that. But I need that thing to be, we talking almost new looking. I'm talking about the case, the manual, you know what I'm saying, the disc, very minor damage done. I mean, very minor. So I'm talking about, okay, you just wipe this fingerprint off type stuff. That's it, you know what I'm saying? That thing pristine. That's the only way, because you charging me all that. So since you charging me all that, I'm gonna need that price to reflect the quality of the disc, man. Like, you know what I mean? Don't try to sell me something because it's rare. Try to overprice it, you know what I'm saying, because it's rare, but you took poor care of it. No, I'm not doing that. We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. That's just like that Elite, but I don't care how good condition it is. I'm not spending you thousands. I'm not spending thousands for Elite. I pay a couple $100 for it. I pay about $200 for Elite. I would, you know what I'm saying? If I can get NBA Elite, I pay about $200 for it. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. I'm pinning this dude, getting up out of here. He gotta be done. He gotta be out of here. Yeah, all right. So yeah, this game, man, like I said, this game sits at a 9. I'll get it a 9. I don't think this is one of the better. This series is very, I'm not gonna say it's underappreciated. I'm not gonna say that. This game is fire though. This is one of the best series, you know what I'm saying, period, point blank. This series is dope, man. Even Icon, and even though it wasn't as good as the PS2 versions, it was fire. You know what I mean? So this game is a straight up 9. It's a 9. If you want to say high 8s, I'm not mad at you, but I personally feel like this game's a 9. All right. So make sure you like, subscribe, share the content. Gone. Peace.